Think of the fog drifting around San Francisco's streetlights, an image that inspired countless film noir scenes.
Yeah, well, those streetlights will soon look a lot less 40s, 50s, and a lot more 21st century. On the Green Beat tonight, Jeffrey Schaub sheds a little light on how they work and why it's such an improvement.
Now, I want to warn you, as you know, it's going to get very bright for a couple of minutes here.
Yeah.
Okay, so just hold your eyes. This
Golly.
is a LED street light. This is the latest in technology. It's
Okay.
really bright.
Clearly, don't look into the light.
It's really, really bright, and you're going to see them in thousands of locations around the Bay Area. But the main thing is I want you to touch it.
Yeah, there's no heat.
There's no heat. There's very little heat. If this had been a sodium light bulb, like the kind they have on streets right now,
Wow.
you'd have
Oh,
third-degree burns. Easy. Take a look at this story.
That thing is bright.
There are close to 50,000 overhead streetlights in San Francisco. So many, the skies above the city glow orange at night, a light show that can be seen for many miles. 40% of the city's electric bill is spent illuminating the dark.
So as simple as this.
Now, with the flick of a switch, in this case a cell phone, San Francisco's mayor shows off a cheaper, brighter, more advanced streetlight made of LEDs.
These bulbs are anywhere from 50% more efficient than the old sodium bulbs.
The scene was the city's Tenderloin. Several advanced LED streetlights were installed here. Part of the reason, it's a high-crime area, and the lamps glow brighter and also make it easier to view security cameras on the street. Here in this PG&E video, you can see the difference between one section of street with LEDs and another with sodium lamps.
The technology of these LEDs produce better light using a lot less energy, and that's the magic of them.
LEDs, or light-emitting diodes, are basically tiny bulbs made from two different metals. When zapped with an electric charge, they produce a bright, virtually low-heat light. Now, here's a traditional sodium lamp. Inside, large glass bulbs, an electric charge lights up gas. They burn very hot. You get a lot of light, but use a lot of power.
It's a lot of power. This is an important thing. I think you're going to see cities across America, and San Francisco is going to be really one of the leaders, really doing major replacement of their streetlights and going to LEDs.
San Jose is also experimenting with LED streetlights, and Mill Valley too, and Caltrans. Here on the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, the state has installed dozens of overhead LED lamps. If they hold up well, LEDs may be installed on all Caltrans-operated bridges, even along thousands of miles of highways, saving taxpayers tens of millions of dollars in electric costs each year. But they're expensive. They can cost twice as much as a standard sodium light, but I'm told that they'll last twice as long.
What if one of them goes out?
If one of them goes out, I'm told that the rest of them stay on, just
Like Christmas
tree lights that don't work that way. But
Well,
that's what I'm told
hopefully they will.
anyway. Now I have to disconnect this before I move on to another item here. Okay, there we go. Lights off.
Really
Now,
works.
first of all, an update on a story we brought you last night. San Francisco Mayor Gavin Newsom told me today that, in theory, he supports the idea of encouraging financial district skyscrapers and other buildings to turn off their lights at nighttime. We were the first to report that Supervisor David Chu was proposing the idea. Newsom says he'd rather wait to see the results of a citywide task force report on energy issues before any action is taken formally.
And that would be for lights that are not emergency lights. You know,
That's
just-
correct. Emergency lights and residential buildings would be exempt.
Okay.
All right.
Jeffrey, thank you.
Thank you, Jeffrey.